We introduce new generation machines for guaranteed quality preparation of bandsaw blades developed and produced by Westron A. Anyone using equipment, even an untrained person, can make bandsaw blades ready for work quickly and with maximum quality. PZSL 3060 is an automatic machine for accurate grinding of bandsaw blades with elbow borazon grinding wheel. RS3060 is a semi-automatic saw setting machine with guaranteed accuracy for bandsaw blades. For everyone working in bandsawing machines, finding qualified tool grinder for everyday preparation and setting of bandsaw blades is a well-known problem. Therefore, all technical issues appear, wrongly prepared blades do not saw, become wavy, and breaks fast. Obtained craving wood is defective with wavy surface of inaccurate size. All of that gives you a headache instead of estimated profits. 90% of bandsaw blades breakage and defected wavy carrying woods with adjusted sawmill results only from poor or wrong saw grinding and setting. Our machines were developed to solve this essential staff problem in situ. Russia is a forest country. For many years, more than 2,000 machines have been operated within all regions of Russian Federation and abroad. We receive only positive feedback and gratitude for given opportunity to work without any problems. According to this feedback, our machines, amongst others of the same class of the smallest price, herewith are very reliable, easier and more convenient in operation, and assembly quality allows to reach almost double service life of elbow grinding wheel. Now let's have a closer look on automatic grinding machine PZSL 3060. Main thing is possibility to grind bandsaw blades with our machine for any absolutely untrained person. You only have to insert blade into grinding machine, bring grinding wheel closer, and in 5 to 7 minutes, take sharpened blade out of machine. All work is done by the equipment itself and you don't have to control its operation. After grinding of whole saw, machine automatically stops itself. During this process, you can devote yourself to any other work, for example saw setting, and take blade from the machine whenever it is convenient. As a result of grinding process, you retrieve blade with equally profiled saw teeth with necessary front and rear angles and fully sharpened gashes. This happens because saw teeth are not grinded sequentially, but at the same time with wide profile elbow grinding wheel. Elbow has a bit smaller rigidity compared to diamond. Therefore, it practically doesn't grind off during operation till its service life ends and keeps tooth shape precise. That is, you don't have to control and fix its operation. Our company produces elbow grinding wheels for almost all types of bandsaw blades. We guarantee their lifetime with our machines for at least 10 kilometers of grinded saw blades or approximately 1 year without replacement. I must admit, service life of similar grinding wheels from other producers with greater price is usually 5 kilometers maximum. As a result, you get the following. Blade will saw even well with maximum feed as all angles are same and of necessary size. Thereby, sawmill can be exploited with its maximum efficiency, producing only carving wood of good and excellent quality. There are no stress points in all gashes as they are fully grinded. After grinding with elbow wheel blades, can practically expand their service life up to 3 times. Taking into consideration only economy on lifespan of blades, equipment will be compensated in 1 to 3 months depending on your volume of works. While turning of angles accurately on each tooth with ordinary pass-through grinding machine is almost impossible, frequently angles differ even on adjacent teeth. Therefore, quality of such saw cut is poor and very poor. Narrow grinding wheels never fully turn tooth profile. Stress points appear in not fully turned gashes while micro cracks appear due to pulling, leading to rapid breakage. Remember, any fire-hard or bimetallic bandsaw blade is able to cut not only 15 to 25 cubic meters, but at least 60 cubic meters of round timber. Therefore, grinding of blades with our machines allows us to solve 3 main problems. Number 1. We need to search for highly skilled tool grinders. Great economies on qualified personal salary. Secondly, sawmills operate on its maximum efficiency. You can saw more material while saving time and fuel is a supplementary profit. Okay. Finally, blades can be used up to 3 times longer. Great economies on bandsaw blades. Amount of saved time and nerves can be counted only by yourself. Now let's show differences between our machines and machines from other producers. To provide grinding of long-term quality, all parts of PZSL 3060 are produced on machines with numerical control with accuracy of 10 micron. Our machines are equipped with high-quality class bearings, and factory engines are overhauled in order to remove backlashes on shafts. All of this enables machine to operate permanently without backlashes and with almost zero flapping, which allows using machine with its maximum asset of elbow grinding wheel. Elbow grinding wheel should be in tooth profile with accuracy of 0.02 mm or 20 micron to ensure long-term high-quality sharpening. Therefore, the worst thing for grinding wheel is machine's backlashes. When there is a backlash, grinding wheel no longer sharpens, but breaks tooth profile, unpredictably hitting it on front or rear fringe. At the same time, sharp tips of the teeth cut the wheel, reducing its service life. One main thing: let you not be deceived by the fact that all machines of this class grind equally well in the beginning. Do not be fooled by the offer to purchase a machine of this class at a relatively low price. You just might throw away your money and find yourself in following situations. Firstly, ordinary pass sharpening machines with all existing backlashes are equipped with special detent for turning with elbow wheel. Machines' backlashes will destroy wheels already after 500 to 700 meters or turning. Secondly, special elbow wheel turning machines of low production quality. Backlashes are bound to appear here as well, but less than in one case. Therefore, wheel will be destroyed after 1 to 3 kilometers of turning or in 1 to 3 months. So buying another wheel, you immediately lose all the savings, and in a year you will spend amount of money equal to price of new machine. We are frequently asked about differences between PZSL 3060 and profile grinding machines from Wood Miser company, which are considered in many countries to be the best among this class. After grinding for several years in our service center with Wood Miser's borazon grinding wheel, we are perfectly familiar with all shortcomings of these machines. In PZSL 3060, we removed all Wood Miser's drawbacks and added what their machines lack. Let's show these improvements for clarity. Firstly, the PZSL 3060 has a powerful gear oil pump installed, making working with almost any oil tap even at low temperatures possible. While the Wood Miser has a very weak oil pump installed, capable of working only with special oil under temperatures above 15 degrees Celsius. At low temperatures, oil thickens a bit and weak pump can no longer work properly. Before you begin, you need to use special heaters to warm up the oil so that it becomes more liquid. Secondly, under continuous preparation, oil does not get burned using the PZSL machine. But when using the Wood Miser, even during grinding of one saw, much of oil becomes burned. That is, operation requires mandatory forced ventilation. If ventilation is not turned on, air in the grinding area soon becomes so dirty that it is getting impossible to breathe. Thirdly, oil flow supplied to grinding wheel is always well visible in the PZSL machine, while it is not clear during the turning whether the oil is supplied through the nozzle to the grinding wheel of the Wood Miser. Special covers should be removed in order to see if nozzles are clogged. Fourthly, with the PZSL 3060 machine, a series of filters are installed to ensure constant oil refinement quality. These are, namely, a large round mesh filter installed under grinding wheel mostly collects large metal fractions. A large magnet is installed in the vicinity of overflowing oil fries in oil pump tank to collect final metal fractions. Tube-shaped mesh filter is placed in front of an oil pump designed to collect non-metallic fractions. These are threads of cloth, sawdust, resin, etc. With a Wood Miser, only one magnet not capable of proper oil refinement is installed. It doesn't fully collect metal fractions and ignores all non-metal fractions, which during grinding quickly clog oil pipeline nozzles, decreasing or entirely stopping oil supply to the grinding wheel. This leads to poor saw teeth sharpening, that's thermal damage, and intense decrease of wheel service life. Oil is supplied through 6 nozzles. Even if 1 or 2 nozzles are clogged, oil flow is still big enough. When clogged, nozzles are easily cleaned in situations with any equipment like steel wire, and since they are of relatively large diameter, oil pressure knocks the dirt out. When the system is heavily obstructed, it is enough to remove screw from one side of the nozzle so all the dirt is removed directly. After that, the screw is placed back. The whole process takes not more than 1 minute. Oil is supplied to the wheel only through 2 nozzles with very small diameters. The oil system becomes clogged very frequently during operation. Since oil flow is not visible during grinding, its absence leads to temperature damage of bandsaw blade and decrease of grinding wheel service life. The whole system needs to be disassembled and nozzles have to be detached in order to clean them separately. That leads full stop of the machine for 15 to 30 minutes. All engines are designed for permanent work around the clock. But with the wood misers, engines are designed for only 2 to 4 hours of work. After that, severely heat up and can fuse without brakes. Seventhly, revolving prop of a sawtooth pusher is detachable in order to prevent depletion formation. In addition to that, pusher is not moving along straight trajectory but along ellipsoid one. With a wood miser, prop pusher is fixed and not detachable. Depletion is generated relatively quickly, not letting tooth to be supplied precisely enough. That leads to poor teeth grinding and decrease of grinding wheel service life, since proper pusher starts to hit front or rear fringe of tooth. The 8th difference between these two machines is that with the PZSL 360, bandsaw blade supports are made revolving in order to prevent depletion formation. But with the wood miser, back of the saw generates depletion in immovable supports relatively quickly, therefore blade is supplied in spurts. The result is described in the previous comparison. The next difference is that with the PZSL 360 machine, teeth feeder is made in a special way that oil doesn't spit during grinding. But with the wood miser, teeth feeder is made in a way that oil is spitted heavily around machine during grinding. Special cases have to be installed for protection. The 10th difference is that with the PZSL 360, the pump has smooth adjustment for accurate oil supply and spitting elimination, but this is absent with the wood miser. The last difference between these two machines is that with the PZSL 360, convenient local lighting is provided. The machine is supplied with special projectors. But with the wood miser, there is no local lighting. It is hard to adjust the appropriate cut of the grinding wheel properly. Grinding shows are hardly visible. Poor sharpening of cutting shows might not be observed. Now, let's have a closer look on saw setting machine RS3060. To begin with, let me explain why it is almost impossible to get quality sawtooth settings on ordinary setting machines. All setting machines operate on a principle of 2 parallel paddles with a bandsaw blade placed between them, and 2 pins that are supposed to press the saw blade inside during sawtooth setting. In fact, practically none of all setting machines actually have parallel paddles. Surely there are warps in 1 or 2 planes. Usually pins are weak or just warped. Pressing mechanisms can be of different types: lever type, eccentric, and screw. It doesn't actually matter. No matter what type is used, the result is always the same, the swing. Meaning that when tooth is pressed, instead of it setting, the whole blade starts to bend due to paddle's misalignment and the pin's weakness. And every pressing leads to different bending. Therefore, you never know accurately to what extent the tooth is set, even when display readouts are same for every measurement. It is very easy to check it. Repeated pressing of the lever might display a difference in readouts in about 10 or more units from the required value. Taking into consideration that maximum difference in settings allowed for the blade to saw well is 2 units on each tooth. If setting difference on certain teeth is 5 units, blade starts sawing well but quickly becomes wavy as part of teeth dies and not take part in a sawing process. If difference on certain teeth exceeds 5 units in increasing direction, distinct machining marks become visible on carving wood surface. With difference in more than 5 units in decreasing direction, part of teeth stops working permanently, increasing load on adjacent teeth. This is particularly dangerous when several teeth in a row are not set correctly, bringing severe impulsive blows on following one after the block. leading to wave generation and gnawed parts, and also to an intensive micro cracks formation, and finally rapidly breaking bandsaw blade. In the end, using ordinary saw setting machines, you will get unpredicted setting values and respective sawing quality. Now, knowing what main problems of ordinary setting machines are, let us show improvements done in RS3060 to prevent you from facing these problems. In our setting machine, bandsaw blade is not fastened with pins, but by analogy with press fastened with central paddle. Owing to this fact, blade is firmly fastened during setting processes, allowing to completely remove swing effect. No matter how many times you perform checking procedures, readout dispersion will not exceed 1 unit maximum. Now let us explain why it is called semi-automatic. To begin the setting process, it is enough just with one screw eliminating warp to change vertical position of indicator platform adjusting required proper tooth setting height. As the platform moves strictly parallel to the base, the setting to both sides will always be of the same value, which excludes bandsaw blades plunging up or down. After that, you start setting procedure of this tooth. Keeping saw blade fixed, you put shaft of 3 teeth pushing mechanism onto the 6th tooth from set 1 and rest against its front fringe. After that, unscrew 3 teeth pushing mechanism's base wing nut and rest it against 3 teeth pushing mechanism's shaft holder. That's it. 3 teeth pushing mechanism is designed in a way that it will set only required tooth, and it will always set teeth correctly, strictly in the same place. So there is no need for you to set each tooth by side. The same procedure is to be performed with the bandsaw blade from its other side. This mechanism decreases saw setting time 2 to 3 times, but hereby providing accurate line of set teeth, without swings and height lips of tooth cutting shores, a setting of each tooth performed at exactly same place. 4-meter bandsaw blade is set by 2 grinder in 6 to 10 minutes with plus or minus 1 unit precision in our service center. This proficiency is usually achieved after setting of only several dozens of bandsaw blades. In the end, by setting bandsaw blades with RS3060, you obtain guaranteed quick settings of every blade of high quality, all of which cutting shores are strictly in one line with precision of plus or minus 1 unit. With following setting, bandsaw blades will operate only well. In conclusion, I would like to add several explanations to greatly advertise different automatic saw setting machines and machines performing setting of 2 teeth at the same time. These types of machines are advertised by vendors a lot, mainly because they're supposed to facilitate 2 grinders' work performing automatic saw settings or setting of 2 teeth at the same time from both sides of the blade. This is a good advertising trick for those who have never set themselves a bandsaw blade. Those who have prepared at least one bandsaw blade for operation know perfectly well that each tooth has to be set individually. Leading pusher back results in tooth springing back for some distance, provided that springing back of even one blade can fluctuate between 5 and 25 units of indicator. Therefore, 2 grinder has to perform 2 to 3 pressings, often reaching different levels on indicators. That is, with different efforts each, to achieve required setting value. Also, some teeth spring less than others, so in 1 to 2 pushes reaching wall springing tooth levels on indicators, they remain set with a bigger distance than required, so these teeth have to be bent back specifically. That is why it is not possible to achieve accurate saw settings just by putting bandsaw blades through the machine that sets 2 teeth simultaneously for several times. Now it should even be clear for you that it isn't possible to set neither 1 nor 2 teeth by simply 1 pressing. Even having these machines adjusted precisely gives you dispersion of values plus minus 10 units or more. When setting saws on these machines, you should always bear in mind that you will only get fast settings without guaranteed quality of the result. Saw setting will always be unpredictable, and consequently even well-grinded saws will operate unpredictably. In conclusion, I would like to record our company's motto: sow and don't suffer. Gain profit, not problems. The choice is always yours to make. In this video, we've just tried to present information that can help you to make the correct decision.